Full meeting special session, 5:30 PM, Monday, the 9th, 2026, in the Administration Building Board Room, 16B, West Zavala Street, Crystal City, Texas, 78839. Roll call.
Mr. Reyes Espinosa,
Present.
Mr. Sammy Houston,
Here.
Mr. Cruz Mata,
Here.
Mr. Victor Bonilla III,
Present.
Mr. Gabriel Espinosa, absent, Mr. Vince Martinez,
Here.
Mrs. Peggy Young.
Here.
Okay, we'll do have a quorum,
What time did we start the meeting?
5:30. Three moment of reflection. Number 5, public hearing, presentation of the 25 paper report.
At this moment, we'll ask Mrs. Sarah Garcia to come up to the podium and commence the presentation. Good evening. Okay, I will be presenting the district annual report, starting with the TAPR, the Texas Academic Performance Report.
Give us the pages, or it's gonna be there.
It's, we're gonna start with page 2. The TAPR, the entire annual report is divided up in 8 sections. The first section being the actual Texas Academic Performance Report, the TAPR. The second section is the PEAMS Financial Standard Report. The board adopted HB3 goals, and the last section is our TAPR glossary. The first section, which covers our Texas Academic Performance Report, is divided up in several sections. It is compiled by TEA. Every single number out there in this report is compiled by TEA for every district and campus. And the information is pulled from PEAMS and from the student assessment data. You'll also see that the 2024-25 TAPR is published as a PDF. It includes a wide range of information on the performance of students in each district and campus in the state. Performance is shown desegregated by student groups, including ethnicity and socioeconomic status. And it provides extensive information on school and district staff, programs, and student demographics. And if you turn to page 4, you'll notice that on the cover page of the TAPR report, you'll see that it has a 2025 accountability rating, whether it's an A, B, C, D, or F, reported for the district and for each campus. You'll also see the 2025 special education determination status. You'll also see the, if provided, you'll see the 2025 Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Test. And then you'll also see the 2025 distinction designations if earned. On page 5, section 1 of the 24-25 TAPR report, you'll notice that you'll see the STAR performance information reported for the 25 and 24 school years. All 3 performance rates will be at approaches grade level or above, meets grade level or above, master's grade level. They will be reported for each assessment, including SAT and ACT for accelerated testers. Reported for all grades, all subjects, all grades by subject, by enrolled grade, 3rd graders through 8th grade at meets grade level or above. In math, grade 3 to 8 assessment only. Grade 3 to 8 assessments and EOCs. Reading, grade 3 to 8 assessments and EOCs. And math, grade 3 to 8 assessments and EOCs. On page 6, you'll also see that the TAPR report also reports on school progress reported for the 2025 and 2024 school years. You'll see that the first section covers the annual growth reported by grade and subject of assessment, RLA, and math. Accelerated learning based on the 14-16 performance. reported by grade and subject of assessment, RLA and math. And the third section, academic growth, domain 2A and accountability, which is a combination of annual growth and accelerated learning, but that's not reported. Also on section 1 of the TAPR report, you'll also have data on bilingual education and ESL.
Time.
5:36.
You'll see the disaggregated data for various bilingual education and ESL program instructional models and groups. The first indicator being the total bilingual education. The second will be bilingual trans early exit. The third, bilingual education trans late exit. The fourth, bilingual dual two-way. The fifth, bilingual education dual one-way. 6, alternative programs and bilingual exception. 7th, ALT ESL number. 8, total ESL. 9, ESL content-based. 10, ESL pullout. 11, EB ESL with parental denial. 12, never learner. 13, total EB and EL, and 14, monitored and former emergent bilingual and English learner. You'll also see the STAR performance reported for 2025 and 2024. You'll also see the annual growth. You'll also see the accelerated learning, all for bilingual education and English as a second language. Next page, page 8. And also on the TAPR report, you'll also see the STAR participation reported for 2025 and 2024. Data is reported by assessment participation, included in accountability, not included in accountability, not included in accountability other, and then our exclusions. You'll also see our not tested, our absent and other, and reported for all tests by subject area and for accelerated testers. Page 9, you are also going to see our attendance, graduation, and dropout rates reported for 2023-24 and for 22-23. You'll see our attendance rate, our chronic absenteeism, our annual dropout rate for grades 7 and 8, and grades 9 through 12. You'll see our 4-year longitudinal graduation rate, our 5-year extended longitudinal graduation rate, our 6-year extended longitudinal graduation rate, and our 4-year federal graduation rate without exclusions, and our graduation plan rates, longitudinal and annual. You'll also see our graduation profile for 2023-24 graduates. You'll see the total graduates by ethnicity, by graduation type, by program and student attributes. Page 10. Then we will jump into our college, career, military readiness for 23-24 and 22-23 graduates. You'll see our CCMR graduates, our college ready graduates overall and by specific college ready indicator. And you will see our career and military ready graduates overall and by specific career and military ready indicator. You'll see the CCMR related indicators for 23-24 and 22-23 graduates. You'll see the TSIA results, completed and received credit for college prep courses, the AP and IB results, SAT and ACT results. And you'll also see other post-secondary indicators, which are the advanced dual credit course completions for 23-24 and 22-23 students. You'll see the graduates enrolled in Texas institutions of higher education, and you'll see the graduates in Texas IHE completing 1 year without enrollment in a developmental educational course. Page 11, you'll also see student information, student enrollment numbers by demographic, by ethnicity, and other student information. Then we will jump into staff information. We will jump into program information by student, enrollment by program, teachers by program as well. And then page 12, we will jump into our PEANS financial standard reports for the 23-24 financial actual reports. And then page 13, we will see our district accreditation status. I'm going to start moving a little bit quicker. And then page 14, We will also see our campus performance objectives, which we have already seen previously and approved previously in I believe, an October board meeting. Under section 5, that's where we'll see the report on violent or criminal incidents. Page 16, we will also see information on student performance in post-secondary institutions. Page 17, section 7 will cover the progress of district and each campus towards meeting board adopted HB3 goals. And then at the end of this book, we'll also see the TAPR glossary, which is an explanatory glossary. And then I'll be reporting this information. Okay. So now we get into our actual TAPR report. If you'll turn over to page, it doesn't have a page number, but it looks, it's the first page of the TAPR report. You'll see our district name, Crystal City ISD, district number 254901. For the 2025 district accountability score, we received a D. And for 2025 special education determination status, we are a needs intervention. I'm not going to go through every single item. I'm going to cover, trying to jump around a couple of things because I only have limited time.
Ma'am, I do need your help. Okay, and that dark bar going across with me is some kind of dark blue, and I can't see which is to say state, district, which is our column.
The third column, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fourth column says district.
Okay, and what's the first one?
The first one is going to be school year.
This one?
This
No,
one right here?
no, I'm talking about
That
the
one is
number.
state,
I can't read it.
and then the next one is region. And then it should be district.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay, so in grade 3 reading, you'll notice that at approaches grade level or above for 2025, the state received 77%, or 77% of the students scored at approaches grade level. At the region, 76% of students scored approaches grade level or above, and for the district, 71% of our students scored approaches or above. For 2025, we had 43% of our students, our third grade reading students, score meets grade level or above. And then at master's, we had 17% of our students score master's grade level. What I want to highlight is our grade 3 mathematics. At approaches grade level, we had 73% of our students score approaches grade level. And I also want to highlight that our third grade math students outperformed our state and our region. At meet grade level, we had 45% of our students scoring meets grade level or above, and they scored comparable to our state and our region. We had 11% of our third grade mathematics students score master's grade level, which they're slightly behind the state and the region, but they are not too far behind. Fourth grade reading, 70% of our fourth graders scored at approaches grade level or above, which they are slightly behind the state and the region. 31% scored meets or above, and only 2% scored master's grade level. They are slightly behind the state and the region. Grade 4 mathematics, we had 58% score approaches grade level or above. They are slightly behind the state and the region. I'm going to jump over to grade 5 reading. We had 54% of our students score approaches grade level or above. I'm going to jump over to grade 5 mathematics. 55% of our students scored approaches grade level or above, compared to the 74 and 72 of the state and the region. I'm going to go over to grade 5 science. Grade 5 science, we had 60% of our students score approaches grade level or above, which is right behind. They are comparable to the state and the region at 65 and 62. At meets grade level, we had 22%, and at masters, we had 8%. They are not too far behind the state and the region for grade 5 science. Grade 6 reading, we had 56% of our students scoring approaches grade level or above. I'm going to jump over to grade 6 math. We had 52% scoring approaches grade level or above, which we are slightly behind on both of those two tested areas. Grade 7 reading, I am now on page 5 of 34. We had 69% of our grade 7 reading students score approaches grade level or above. They're slightly behind the state and the region. I'm going to jump over to grade 7 mathematics. We had 52% of our students score at approaches grade level or above. They are pretty much comparable to our state and our region, which is pretty good. But I do want to highlight our meets grade level or above. We did have 35% of our students scoring at meets or above, which is pretty good for our grade 7 mathematics. We had 9% of our students scoring at master's grade level, which they were higher than our region, slightly behind our state, but they're right below. Grade 8 reading, we had 73% scoring at approaches grade level or above. They're slightly behind. Grade 8 mathematics, we did have 64% scoring at approaches or above. Slightly behind the region, a little behind the state. I'm going to jump over to grade 8 science. We had 63% of our students scoring at approaches grade level or above, slightly behind the state and the region. Grade 8 social studies, we have 57% of our students scoring grade level, approaches grade level or above, which is right on target with the region 20 and right slightly behind the state. The state scoring at 58% and the region scoring at 57%. End of course English 1, we had 58% of our students scoring at approaches grade level or above. We are behind the state and the region. End of course English 2, we had, 54% of our students scoring approaches grade level or above, which we are pretty behind compared to the state and the region. I'm going to jump over to English, end of course Algebra 1, which is on page 734. We had 70% of our students score at approaches grade level or above, which we're right behind the state and the region. I do want to point out that compared to the year 2024, we did have a 16-point increase in algebra, end of course in Algebra 1. I'm going to jump over to end of course biology. We had 83% of our students scoring at approaches grade level or above. The state and the region were both at 92, so we are slightly behind. Then we jump over to end of course US history. We had 92% of our students scoring at approaches grade level or above, while the state and the region both scored 95%. We are right behind them. But I do want to point out that at the meets and master's grade level, we are pretty behind. We're significantly behind, where 44% of our students are scoring meets grade level. The state and the region are at 68%. And at master's grade level, we are at 10% and they are at 37%. So we do have to work on increasing our number of students scoring at meets and masters in end of course US history. I am going to, SAT and ACT all subjects. For the district, we have 61% of our students at approaches grade level or above. I'm going to jump over to the next.
Ma'am, can I ask you a question on that?
Yes, sir.
In that particular one, yes, that's one of my pet peeves. Is that 61% or whatever percentage, is it percent of the kids that actually take those two exams, or comparable to the scoring of those two tests?
It's a comparison of the test.
Because you know that further down, I mean, we're only like,
Yeah.
you know what amount? We have a very low amount of our kids actually taking either one of those two tests. So I don't know how comparable it can be, since it will tend to lower the average if we only have a minimal amount of kids taking those exams.
It's a comparison of the test. Because we have, and I know that high school has been working to increase the numbers for SAT and ACT both. I'm going on page 8 of 34. I'm going to go over to the bottom on, I'm going to highlight all grades science. I do want to note that all grade science, we are at 70% of our students are at approaches grade level or above, which is comparable to the state and the region. We're comparable, we're slightly behind, but we are comparable because we're only 8 points away from the state and 7 points away from the region. And I know that our science teachers are working hard on that. I'm gonna jump over to page 9 of 34. And I have to be going pretty fast because we only have a short amount of time, and I know I'm running out of time. Star performance rates by enrolled grade level at meets grade level or above. I do want to highlight our third graders. The first column section saying reading and mathematics. We had 33% of our students scoring meets and masters. We are comparable to the state and the region. I do want to point out that our fourth graders are slightly behind at 20%. Fifth graders are slightly behind at 25%. I do want to point out that our sixth graders are also slightly behind. On the next page, on page 10 of 34. Our seventh graders are performing at 24% reading and mathematics. For reading and mathematics, they're slightly behind, but I know that we'll work on closing those gaps. I'm going to jump over to page 11 of 34. Third grade to eighth graders, reading and mathematics combined, we have 22% of our students scoring at meets and masters. And then I'm going to jump over to page 12 of 34. We get to start progress. And this is annual growth by grade and subject. We start with fourth grade because fourth grade is the test when we are able to compare. You'll notice that under district, we only have 44% of our students demonstrating growth, annual growth. But I do want to jump over to grade 6 mathematics. 57% of our students demonstrated annual growth and they outscored the state and the region. I also want to highlight grade 7 mathematics where 59% of our students outperformed the state and the region. I'm going to highlight grade 8 mathematics where 71% of our students outperformed the state and the region. We also had end of course English 1. We had 69% of our students outperforming the state and the region. But I also want to highlight that we had Algebra 1 scoring at, not scoring, but we had only 47% of our students demonstrating annual growth, which they underperformed compared to the state and the region.
That was a big drop, like almost 20%.
Yes.
From 2024.
62 to 47.
You know, I just got to say that, you know, it's a good way to undermine things, you know, the way that, to me, the way TA sets it up, because you're comparing two different classes, class of 24 and class of 25. You're talking about different levels of sophistications, maturity. I'm not talking about intelligence because all our kids are very, very smart. I say it's the water that gives us our kids such high intellectual abilities. It's the level of sophistication and maturity that lets them develop at different rates. That's the way it is. Get to high school, everything evens out. But why don't they compare the class of the one of 25 with itself in 24? Then you can see your progress, if there's any progress. Not when you compare one totally different class with another totally different class. It's true. Yeah, I freak out with that. Anyway, I'm sorry, ma'am. I just had to say what I said.
That's true. Yeah. It's true.
It doesn't sound logical.
Thank you, sir. The next section at the very bottom of that same page, 12, 12 of 34. You have more on school progress, but this is the accelerated learning by grade and subject. These are the extra points that we get for students that are able to make an even bigger jump, a bigger annual goal, annual growth, sorry. I'm gonna highlight the grade 7 ELA reading. They outperformed the state and the region with 39%. Grade 7 mathematics outperformed the state and the region with 19%. We had grade 8 mathematics outperforming at 54% compared to the 42 and 37 of the state and the region. Okay, and then we get to page 14 out of 34. This is a bilingual education ESL section. And I'm not going to cover the whole thing for time purposes. I think I'm running out of time. All grades, all subjects, we had 64% of our ESL students approaches grade level or above. For reading, we had 62% that approaches grade level or above. This section just covers our STAR participation. We had 99% of our students participated in the STAR EOC assessments. And then I'm gonna jump over to the next page, page 18, just covers the 2024 STAR participation, which was again 99% of our students participated in STAR EOC. I'm gonna head over to page 20 of 34. This covers our 24-25 attendance, graduation, and dropout rates. Our attendance rate for the 23-24 school year was at 90.3. We did have a slight increase compared to the year before. But then we also had a slight increase in our chronic absenteeism at 33.8. Our annual dropout rate for the 23-24 grades 7 to 8, we had 0%. Annual dropout rate for grades 9 to 12, we had 1.7 compared to the year before, 2.0. So there was a slight decrease. I'm going to jump over to the next section on page 23. Page 23 is our graduation profile for the 24-25 students. We had 121 annual graduates. The district percent was 100%. Then you see that broken down by ethnicity, then by graduation type. We had 7 students with a foundation high school program, and we had 114 with a foundation high school program distinguished. We did have 18 special education graduates, 92 economically disadvantaged graduates. We had 1 emergent bilingual graduate, 82 at-risk graduates, and 91 CTE completers. Page 24 of 34. Now we get to our college and career military ready graduates. For the 23-24 school year, we had 76% of our students that were CCMR ready. And then it gets divided up by college ready graduates. For the 23-24 school year, we had 59.5 of our students were college ready. Then we get our information on TSI, ELA, on TSI mathematics, TSI criteria for both subjects. Our AP and IB met criteria. We do not have any students. Associate's degree for the 23-24 school year, we did not have any.
If I may, you went to confess on that one, I understand why. But that's what I was talking about. TSI criteria for our graduates. I mean, the state, the region, at least 50%, but look at ours. I mean, I know that there's gotta be, and it's not our kids. I know it's not our kids. There's gotta be something with that exam that we need to look at. I don't know if it's any different from the ones that are given in other parts of the state, or I don't know where that particular TSI that we use comes from. So maybe it's something we need to look at because
This information comes directly from the state, correct? They track it themselves. Does the district do anything to track?
I
mean, outside
we
of-
track through the reports that we receive from TA.
TA. So y'all don't call Southwest Texas Junior College and ask how many of our students?
They, from my understanding in trainings that we've had with Region 20, all of these other entities, when it comes to our military, when it comes to the universities, colleges that we work with, when it comes to even the testing centers, they have their own way of reporting to the state, and we typically don't interfere with that. And I don't even know if they would release information to us, but typically all that information goes to the state through their own way.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think 23, 24, we did have a couple of graduates. I don't know if it was reported correctly, because what we do, we share that information with the counselors.
That they had to have graduated by a certain date, or we had to know by a certain date, is what I was told, by Region 20.
We graduate them earlier in May. We graduate in the first week of May, and then high school graduation is after, like at the end of May, early June.
So then under associate's degree. Okay. Then that's something that we might want to ask TA, but I know that in talking to Region 20, they had told us that they typically,
Not even do, students with certifications like your PCT, they're not counted in there?
they are. Those get reported directly from the Southwest Texas College to the state.
That was one of my points.
You said zero, no, there were zeros, so isn't a certification considered some type of college-ready degree?
I haven't gotten there yet. That's in the next one.
Monday?
That's in the next section.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so dual credit courses by any subject, we have 47.1% of our annual graduates. On RAMs, we do not have any. Graduates under an advanced diploma plan and identified as a current special education student, we had 12.4%. Now we get to the career and military ready graduates. College or military ready, no, I'm sorry, career or military ready, for 23-24, we had 60.3 students.
Pause right there. So that's how many we graduated that are gonna be, should be successful in the workplace and in the military.
They graduate with some type of certificate.
Great. Yeah, we come back to TSI, why isn't that percentage a little bit higher?
The TSI test is,
It's what gauges what they're gonna do over here. At least that's my belief, that's my understanding.
I think the TSI is a college entrance exam, right? And then the career military, it tells us who's received, I guess, certificates.
an IBC certificate or graduating with a level 1, level 2 certificate, who's graduating as a completer or concentrator.
I agree, Vince, I agree, ma'am, but the TSI is used to decide how well they are advanced in order to be successful in college or the completion of these certificates.
Does the district push kids to go take the TSI? I mean, if the students are leaving with a certificate, ready to start working, they may decide to enter the work field and not go to college, right? Not pushing them to take the TSI until maybe 4 or 5 years down the road, whenever they get some experience, they want to go back to school, then they have to take TSI.
Is it my understanding that some of these courses are dual credit and that kids need to take the TSI because they're gonna take them at the college level?
Our counselors do a lot of
what I mean, so-
recruiting to get students
That
to
should be
take
higher.
the TSI exams, about 2 or 3 times a year. They also work hard to try to get our students to register and take the ACT and the ACT. They do that all year long. They put out posters, they put out social media notices, but they do work hard to recruit our students to register for the exams.
But concerning the TSI, I do agree to a certain extent that, it's not a very good indicator of college level readiness. But at the same time, I've seen and I've talked to students, okay, what is going on? That's one of the things that we're trying to figure out in our end as well. A lot of time what happens with students when they're test taking, they rush it. That's what happens a lot of the times, especially on the reading and writing. When you take the reading and writing, there's a certain, limit of word. They tell you, okay, you have to do 300 words. Well, a lot of students just do the minimum instead of going to, at least doing 500. I always tell students, do at least 500 words or more. Plus, another thing that I've noticed with students, they don't follow old school format as far as how do you do an essay. You have your intro, body, and conclusion, right? If the students, they just go straight, and they don't follow that, so it kind of dings them. It dings them on those little things, so, that's why we started doing the 5 classes without the TSI A2, because in our end, we started noticing those type of things. So when you do those 5 classes, holistically, if you do very well on those five to 6 courses that you take without the TSI, we can say, you know what, I think you're college ready. So in addition to that, there's also a thing called undeclared. If a student decides to do undeclared degree, they can take up to 15 hours if they feel that they're ready to take on a college algebra, English 1301, English 1302. They have up to 15 credit hours to do that. After the 15 credit, then they have to declare a major, and that's according to the state. That's TA.
Can we proceed? We're gonna give you 10 more minutes. And what you're saying, Mr. Mata, is good. And maybe, I don't know, I mean, have you gone to high school and counselors or all that? Because it's good information to be able to do what you're saying. We can go give you
A few more minutes.
more minutes.
Just speed through this. Page 25 out of 34, you will see more on the approved industry-based certifications, the graduates with level 1, level 2, and the graduates with completed IEP and workforce ready, and the U.S. Armed Enlistment. These are also tracked in your board goals. The next page, 26 out of 34. Now you see the breakdown of the TSI results. I'm not going to go into them in detail for time purposes. Page 27 out of 34, you'll see a continuation of that. Page 28 out of 34. Now you see our advanced dual credit course completion rates by subject. Page 29 out of 34, we have a breakdown of our student information by grade level, by ethnic distribution, by sex, by other student cohorts. Page 30 out of 34, you see more student information, continuing with different indicators. Page 31 out of 34, we see more student information on retention rates by grade level. I'm just going to highlight that you'll see the greatest retention rates for the district at grade 2, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 9. Class size averages at the bottom. The next page, page 32 out of 34, you'll see the breakdown of staff information, the total staff numbers by breakdown of staff type, teachers by ethnicity, teachers by sex, teachers by highest degree held, teachers by years of experience. Page 33 out of 34, you'll see more staff information, experience of campus leadership, average teacher salary, average actual salaries of teachers, professional support, campus administration, central administration compared to the state, staff exclusions. And then the last page, you'll see staff information, teachers by syllabus. And then the next page, you'll see an explanation of the paper masking results, because you might have seen an asterisk. That means that there are not enough students to report. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Estrada to report the financial data.
Good evening. Trustees, as you all know, this is all TEA data. So we are on page 104. Okay, TA data, and it's gonna be 2024-2025 budget financial data. Goals for Crystal City ISD, as you all know, see there in the title, is a total enrolled membership at 1,635. On the first column, you see revenue for expenditures. You're gonna see the expenditures by object, by function, and by program intent. The second column is general fund. And the next column is percent dollar amount, and the next one is dollar amount per student. Next column is gonna be all funds, and the next one, percentage dollar and per student. You can see all the total revenue. And I go over real quick. For the total revenue, we have 20.8 on the general fund. The percentage, it's, so you can calculate it, it's gonna be the 15.8 divided by the total, which is the 20.6, and you come out to the 75.92%. And then per student, the 15.8, we divide that by the 1635, and we come up to the 9,700. And the next column is all funds, and it's the same data. In the bottom, we have no data, other revenues is zero, the totals amounts roll over. And we have no recapture, as you can see there, zero. The total amount at the bottom carries over, carries over from the total revenue, grand total is 20.8. And all the same across, the same numbers, the same data. On the very bottom, we have the expenditures by object in a general fund, and the same comes over. In the next page, we have the by object, the total operating expenditures 19.0, and then the expenditures, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Where does the health insurance come out from here?
The health insurance,
At the-
that's, us, 772. That's,
Not in this report, Rick? No.
that's on the,
Not in this report,
It's not in the budget?
no,
not in the budget?
It's not on.
Isn't this the budget that?
this is TDA data. Not included, right, Ms. Ross, it's not part, it's not included.
It's just a raw
It's
period
not
and the
included in
expenditure.
here.
Shouldn't it be included?
I'm sorry?
Shouldn't be included, I mean, that's part of the money,
Well, this
in
is
a way, no?
what the TA puts together, and they bound out all the expenditures, they don't go in detail such as what you're asking.
Okay.
What goes into capital outlay? Because that's what increased our expenditures by 2.5.
Capital outlay, it's, like the construction, like the headlights.
Okay.
And this function, objects list 66.
Okay,
We were on the expenditures. We have them by objects. It's going across the general fund, and then it gives us. Then we have the 63 supplies and the total operating expenditures, 19.0. The non-expenditures, we have like the debt service, it's included in here, expenditures. That's why you see the dollar amount there, the 3.6. And the capital outlays included there with expenditures. So the total expenditures, the grand total is 21.6, because that's included in this, the other non-operating expenditures. And now the next column, we have, operating expenditures by function. Now it's all the same data, now it's by function. As you can see, the 19.0 is there, the total functions in the first column by the general fund. And then we have the same data across on the operating expenditures for the district, same dollar amounts. And on the next page, we have the same data also on operating expenditures by function, same dollar amounts as the grant total expenditures on the previous page by object, the 21.66. And then on the next, we have the operating expenditures by program intent code. As you can see, there is the same total as by function at the very bottom, total operating expenditures. And all the way across is the same as in the previous data. And same non-operating expenditures by the PIC program intent code. The totals at the bottom totals to the same, total expenditures in the previous, that's 1.63. And all the way across is the same data. And the last page, we have the total disbursements.
Which one is the last page?
Page 404.
Page 4, we have the total disbursements for the whole 24-25. There you can see the same data, same numbers for the general fund, 19.0, at the bottom, you see the 22.0. You can see all of this is legislative planning estimates from the TA, the Senate Finance. And this is not final data because you all know the audit's still in process, still pending.
So this is telling us we spent about $2 million more than
That's
we had budgeted, right? Revenue.
yes, all of it's been.
And is the loan in here as well? The bank loan that we took out?
This is from the
This is
past,
for
it's not from now, it's.
24, 25.
Yeah, but last year, we took out,
We took it,
we took it from the 24, we took it in the 24-25 fiscal year.
But this is not final.
Budget.
no.
It's
no.
not final.
Okay.
They're not actuals.
We're gonna see it in the audit for next month.
Are you done with your presentation?
Yes, sir.
At this point in time, I mean, I'm gonna close the public hearing. I mean, half or more of what's left is glossary, I mean, different terminologies. The other part is, I think the goals and objectives from each campuses that they put together, so,
Sir, if I may, sir, you might want to ask the audience, if anybody of the public who would to make a comment,
public, any questions from the principals?
Is this posted on the district website anywhere? If
The
it-
taper?
In case the public wants to review it?
No questions? Okay, I need a motion to go up, to adjourn the public hearing.
so move.
Motion by Mr. O'Neill,
Again.
second
All right, sir,
by,
if I may, I think I have to say this at this point, then I have to say that, because I did some research, I move to rescind the motion regarding the discussion, action to approve the modification to the superintendent's contract adopted January 21st, 2026. I need to rescind.
it's not on the agenda,
Right, but according to Robert's rules, I have to say this before the next meeting.
but we have to
We can
post the
get legal,
meeting.
we can get legal to see if we. can-
Yeah, I mean, I already, on the memo that Vince sent me, I already told Juan Cruz to look at it and send us
But
a,
he's doing something, I don't know what he's doing exactly, but I'm doing.
the same thing that you're doing.
No, I'm rescinding my vote.
Oh, but that would have to be in a meeting.
This is a meeting.
Well, it has
For
to
the
be
taper.
an agenda meeting. I mean, a special
So I do it in the
meeting,
next meeting?
whenever we set
This
it
is
up.
a special meeting.
No, I mean, but it's not on the
a special
agenda.
meeting for the taper.
But what he wants to do is rescind his vote.
Yeah, but that would be in another meeting,
What I read
not
on
here.
research, it says that I have to do it on the very next meeting. If I can't do it on paper, it has to be by the next meeting. This was the next meeting, so I'm rescinding my vote.
No, I mean, we can't do it right now. And on that, I mean, we'll get you, legal,
Can we speak with legal now?
no, I mean, it's not on the agenda. All in favor of the,
For sure, I want to speak with
all
legal.
in favor of the,
I mean, so what?
Sir, I want to consult with
all
legal.
in favor of closing this meeting?
I have a question, though. I have one question.
Okay.
What if I cannot rescind on the next meeting because it was supposed to be done on this one?
Nobody has to post it.
I know, that's why I'm saying it now.
So we can't rescind
supposed to
something
vote
that
on
it's not posted.
Let's ask legal, because I think we're supposed to
Yeah,
vote
I
on this
mean,
right now.
we'll ask legal.
I think we're supposed to vote, no, sir, we're supposed to
Sir,
vote
what I
on
don't
this
think,
right now, Ray.
what Mr. Houston's trying to do is,
I know, but he's trying
Not
to,
a-
I mean, all in favor of closing the public hearing?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, against,
Oh, I guess so.
abstentions?
I want to seek legal,
How many were against? To closing the,
Three to close,
to favor?
I'm comfortable.
So I want to request speaking with legal before we move forward on this item.
We have to
You would have to go into closed session.
close session, talk to legal, and then,
We can go to closed session now.
yeah, but let's close this, and
No,
then,
we want to go into closed session now.
I'm worried
but we
about
have
the
to close,
technicality.
we have to close
Special meeting.
this special meeting.
This is a public hearing.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, we can, after this, we can go to legal.
But I'm afraid of a technicality. What if this is the meeting and we closed it already? And then I can rescind my vote?
We have personnel, we have everything, I mean, we have,
Search said the very next meeting. This is the very next meeting.
no, this is the meeting. This is a public hearing.
This is a hearing.
Really saying that,
Meeting, board meeting.
sir, it's a possibility that when we start the next meeting, right off the bat, you can ask that we go to closed session, right after we take the roll call.
You understand what I'm saying, though? This is the meeting,
And-
right?
Huh?
This is the next meeting that we've had since the last one. Is it
Once we
not?
close it, it's the next meeting, but we gotta close it for it to become.
This is a
That's what I'm
public,
saying. I'm supposed to
There's a-
voice this, and it's supposed to be voted on before on the next meeting, which is this one. This is a meeting. It's a special meeting, but it's a meeting nonetheless.
yeah, but
There's a technicality in Robert's Rules of Order.
If it goes into the next meeting, then I miss my,
You
Yeah.
say you don't wanna miss the window.
Yeah.
Being able to do that. So the question now is, this is a public hearing,
Well,
does that qualify as?
well, because we don't have it,
I know what you're saying, so,
we don't have anything on this to go to closed session.
well, I understand this.
On this one, we can go to closed session, I mean, right quick, I mean, if that's what he wants. Pero there's no,
But the agenda,
and the agenda doesn't say anything closed session here on this one.
the meeting is called it's a special board meeting, and we're having a
Yeah.
public hearing during the meeting.
There's nothing,
So I understand the technicality.
Let me see if he answers me.
try to go,
You wanna go into closed session right now, so you can talk to the lawyer?
Yeah.
yeah, well, let's do it, I mean.
Is the vote, is the,
I recall my motion to adjourn.
Okay. Let me read the, no, things for the closed session.
Do we have to take action on, do we have to,
you have to
Motion to
decide
go.
if you all want to go into.
Into closed session.
You have to take a vote.
I move that the Board of Trustees, I move that the Board of Trustees meet in closed session authorized by the Texas Government Code 5551 and the Meetings Act.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Martinez, second by Mr. Houston. All in favor? Against? Sonia, okay, we're going to, closed session.
It's 24,
What's the time?
6:24.
6:24.
Recording stopped.
Six.